Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at another piece that can help support stability in your pelvis. Just like straightening the outside edges of your feet goes a long way to supporting the stability of your pelvis, so does lining up your feet with your pelvis so that the width of your ankles matches the width of your pelvis. Specifically, we're going to be looking at this landmark here at the top of your pelvis called your ASIS, your anterior superior iliac spine, okay? What you're gonna feel for on your own body is the top of your pelvis, and you're gonna follow that around to the very front. So we're looking at the top frontmost portion of your pelvis. And we want that to match the width of the center of our ankles. So grab your handy dandy phone charger again and anchor the top point at that ASIS, so the top front portion of your pelvis. And as you drop the heavy end down, you want that to line up with the center of your ankle. And what often happens is it falls to the outside of the ankle. Sometimes it can fall to the inside, but more often than not, we tend to stand with a more narrow stance than what matches our pelvis width. So get a sense, check with your right side and your left side, and see where you are with that. Now, you might find it feels wider than what you're used to, or it may feel more narrow than what you're used to. But what we're looking for is to have a really nice, solid base of support underneath our pelvis. So we've got the outside edges of the feet straight. We have our pelvis backed up over our ankles and the front of the ribs relaxed down. And now we're adding in this width of the ankles matching the width of the pelvis. So practice this when you're standing. The next piece to do is to practice this when you're walking. Because when we walk, we tend to walk with our feet in a much more narrow version than we may when we're standing. So you may think, well, yeah, it's a little different, but not hugely different to align your ankles with your pelvis when you're standing. But then when you're walking, you can imagine if each foot were on its own individual railroad track, what would that be like? And do you find that your tracks suddenly get closer together as you are walking? One way to pay attention to this is if you live in an area where it is snowy and it happens that you can go for a walk in the snow, you can check your footprints and notice how close together are your footprints as you walk or as you walk. And it can feel really, really strange to walk with your feet matching the width of your pelvis because we rarely do it. But this is something that when we stand in this way, and especially when we walk in this way, we're asking these muscles that support and stabilize our pelvis to work more. And when they work more, they develop more strength. And they do their job that much better of stabilizing and supporting the pelvis. When we walk with a more narrow stance, these guys kind of go out to lunch a bit, and they're not asked to do a whole lot. So make this one shift and see what you notice as a result. Enjoy.